Welcome to the show. I'm joined by Ken Barlow, also known as William Roach. The last time I saw you was at the London Palladium.
Oh gosh, were you at that? Yeah. I actually appeared at the Palladium on that show. It was wonderful. I was thrilled a bit because that's a different type of business, the comedy. And I was just in awe of everybody there. It was lovely.
Well, we talk about Ken Dodd being a comedian legend, but you're also a legend in Coronation Street as well, aren't you? How does that take that?
It's lovely to hear that, and thank you very much. But it really, to me, it's a here and now that matters. Sometimes a legend is gone and dead and finished, so I don't want to be that sort of legend. But it's lovely to hear you say that, and thank you. But yeah, it's the here and now, which is seen at my age to have a big story that's going to go on and get bigger and bigger. I'm just thrilled to bits.
So you must sit around this table and discuss what you're going to be doing, if they're going to write you in or if they're going to write you out. How does that make you feel if you're going to be part of the main act?
Absolutely, but it happens when the producer calls you up, and of course we've got Kate, who was a new producer, and she called me in and talked about these stories, and then she said, you're going to have a stroke, so paranoia sets in instantly. So my first question is, do I get better? And then it goes on about what was happening. I was more than thrilled. I was really excited. I felt rejuvenated, and I loved Coronation Street, always have, but I've mainly been trailing around behind Tracy and the two children for the last couple of years. So it's lovely to be centred to, it's not just a major story, it's an organic process which has got three other people with tremendous problems. They're going to go off like hand grenades, and yet Ken is in a position where he's not to have any stress, which is brilliant, considering you just had a stroke. So it's lovely. No, I am. You're absolutely right. It's thrilled to bits.
You've got Tracy and Chris acting as your children. It must be doubtful that they're the main storyline, the drive you crazy, the psychopaths, you know.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, Tracy is a murdering psychopath, and Chris is a bigamist alcoholic who lies all the time. So, yeah, well, however, Tracy is not my genes. She's my adopted daughter. You could say on the one side, yes, why does he deserve this? But on the other side, as an actor in an ongoing drama, I couldn't have anything better. I get the great stories, so yeah, I'm happy with it. And he always tries to see the good, and he's always hoping he'll get a glimmer of good out of Tracy and Peter and these other two, one child, one grandson that come in. It's also made the Barlows male. We've become a strong male family with a lot of infighting. And I did a scene where they're all round the bed, and I really felt this sense of family instead of just being me and Tracy and two children. And it's very exciting. Yeah, I'm very fortunate.
Well, you've just lost Badge and Deidre. The dynamic of the show must have changed in the setting of the front row.
Yeah, the dynamic has changed unbelievably. From when Maggie and Deirdre were there, they really dominated, and they were beautiful and great to work with. And for 35 years or so, and then Blanche, of course, was just amazing. So yeah, the dynamic. Then it went into just me ticking over with Tracy and the two children, and suddenly, totally unexpected, and Kate, the new producer, has done this, and I'm so grateful to her and thrilled to bits. Big, strong 4 males in the family, all with terrible problems, so good stuff.
Well, we spoke some time ago in a small little cupboard in Granada. Now you've moved into the media city, it must be changing.
No, it did change because it was the beginning of the 21st century when we moved, and I felt this is it. It's like we've never really aged or looked like we're teetering and getting too old and going to fall off the perch, but it did need something, and the move to this new location with a studio built just for it. And it's very different now, because in the old building you'd meet people who weren't Coronation Street, they were doing other things. Now, on site, everybody, whatever they are Coronation Street. And there is a new dynamic about it, which was very exciting. So I found that an exciting and stimulating thing. It's also my journey is better from home. So yeah, that was very exciting. And now on top of it, this new story is all coming up. it's like starting all over again. It's wonderful.
Well, when you see Kane on cholesterol, he looks awful, but I have to say he looks quite nice and healthy. Why is that?
I think it's basically the genes, so long as you don't abuse them too much. I'm just fortunate, and I have a nice philosophy of life. I believe life goes on and all that, and I meditate, so I get peaceful, and I don't suffer the stress that Ken suffers, and I think that's a lot to do with it.
You have to be careful what we're going to say, but it does eventually get better.
Yes, he does get better. Apparently, when the expert came, I asked about this. The stroke can be really severe. Some people get over it in a matter of days. Some in weeks, some in months, some not at all. So it was really left pretty much to us. But Ken does get better, I'll tell you that.
Do you actually get really scared with your age and actually acting out these routines? It must be scary that this could happen to you.
As an actor, it's great. You enjoy. And I was just saying, the stroke was instantaneous, so there's no acting there. You just drop like a stone. But I had worked out how I was going to do the speaking, and you don't act the infirmity, you act trying to speak through the infirmity. So I decided if I bit my tongue like that, and then tried to talk through it, and she said, the stroke, I said, that's brilliant, that looks perfect. So that's how I did it. And then I removed the tongue and then just took it out of the corner of my mouth, but always a bit slower and a bit quieter. A bit like Marlon Brando, I'm accused of. The voice gets quieter and you're slower, and you do tend to sort of demonstrate a bit more, because that's what one of the directors said. Oh God, Bill, you sound like Marlon Brando. Is that good or is that bad? I don't know, but it's how I came to do it for real. So there we are.
Well, we've got new characters coming in. It must be confusing to get your head around that.
It's funny you should say that, because when I was told, I had to get my head around it too. One of them is my illegitimate son with the hairdresser Denise. And he is Daniel.
Ken's been around the houses, hasn't he?
Oh, Ken's got a few lurking around there. There was this one, he has been referred to from time to time. He did go and visit. So this is what's so exciting. Can I talk about him? Yeah, he is a mini-me. They took a photograph of me when they were casting, and when he comes, he's a university graduate in English literature, which is what Ken was. So he's the first one in the family who's going to have an affinity with Ken like that. But of course, he will have problems, he will have a hand grenade. The other one, even more interestingly, is the son of my daughter by Mike Baldwin, my arch enemy. So he's in the Baldwin camp, so he's bringing that bit of history back in as well. So that makes it all the more, and those two boys it'll all come out. It's all very interesting that the history comes up and hits you on the back of the head.
How many bedrooms are in your house? You can't fit any more people in.
There's only 2 bedrooms up there, but there is a downstairs room that Blanche has, so I suppose you've got 3 bedrooms. Someone can use the couch, but yeah, but the bathroom routine must be very interesting.
Am I taking this too seriously?
And think about that.
And your book, are you going to write any more? But it's quite interesting to know into your life.
Yes, I don't know whether I'll write more. I meditate and I do work on things like peace and everything for the world. Maybe not another book, I don't know. I'll never say no, but it's hard work writing a book, really hard work.
So would you say you found the act of peace with your age now, and acting and being in Coronation Street?
Yeah, I've got that. And anybody can get there. It's an inward journey. And people ask for proof of happiness. You resonate with it because we know everything, and when you hear the truth, if people will go for the truth instead of beliefs are the big problem. People believe this, believe that, and do all sorts of things. If everyone just searched for the truth, that's all I do. I don't have any religion, any cult. I just want the truth. Now, if you set off on that journey, you will get help, and it's wonderful.
So for your dark times, you must relate to you having peace and being happy.
Eventually, everything is wonderful. I can tell you that. Everybody, whatever you're doing, whatever's happening, eventually all is well. And in the end, all is well. And if it isn't the end.
Well, I have to say that you're a very good actor. You're very good at talking. You're very good as a person. You're a very nice person, actually.
Well, that's very kind of you, and I must say, throw the compliment back. I think you're a very good interviewer, and you're very vital, and I'm not surprised you do very well, and I think you'll do even better.
Okay, thank you, William Roach, for talking to us. Stay safe, and don't forget to watch Corrie, because it's all going to turn.
Lovely. No, nice talking to you. Well done.